Philip, how would you describe the win today?
Um, it was scrappy. It was big. The first two things, and the type of game it was just kind of a scrappy game. I don't know that it was our best game, but it was enough. And as far as it was big. It was just a big win. We needed it. Going to 1-3 with what we got coming up would have been ideal, to say the least. So it was big to get to 2-2. But I think the way we played scrappy, we played tough. We had the characteristics of what it takes to win. I don't know that our actual play was that great. So that obviously will make us dig back in and get to work this week and get ready with an extra day of preparation, get ready for the Steelers to come in here.
When you see Stevie Johnson and Malcolm Floyd and all them go down, how the response of the other guys? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, it was crazy. That part was crazy because we ended up running a lot of our three receiver packages with John Phillips and Pee Wee in there, and Mixon and DJ, and Danny, a player too, was playing that. So it was. We didn't have anybody. We were down like we were down to our last tackle last week. We're out of wide receivers this week. The guys stepped up. Dontrell stepped up big. John Phillips was big. It was great getting Ladarius back, and everybody stepped up. I mean, can't say enough about the offensive line, how they played. They were awesome. I was hit a few times, but most of those were on when they almost one for sure. They brought more than we can block, and the other one was the long one to Dontrell, where I don't know 100% for sure. I think they brought one more than we could block, and I think the guy they brought was supposed to be covered Dontrell. So that one worked out. They were awesome. The guys up front were awesome.
You talk about the defenses, how amped they were energy level wise, and you guys kind of feed off that, especially in the first half.
Yeah, the defense came out. Gosh, they got us a stop, and then they got a turnover, and we did absolutely nothing. So that was frustrating. But we did look up finally in the first quarter and see that we were ahead, which was nice. But it wasn't a great start for us. We started backed up, and we went 3 straight incompletions, and then we got great field position with Melvin sack fumble, and then didn't do anything with it. But it was a team scrappy win. It really was. I mean, gosh, Josh played unreal. He played awesome. He played about as good as he could play there for a stretch. I didn't think he was going to miss there for a while. Right, D kept battling, kept scrapping with him, and he we were able to find a way there at the end.
Is it the sort of thing though where you see what they're doing, and as the game goes on, you figure out, well, this works, this isn't going to work? I mean, the game plan just kind of evolves.
That's the plan. That's the hope most every game.
You put so much work in all week long, and then guys go down. What can you put into words the emotions of a game-winning drive with 2 minutes to go? They just got the 2-point conversion. Can you put into words what that emotion's like?
Yeah, well, it was obviously they don't get the 2-point conversion. We're up 1, and they have their timeouts, and it's really a different type of. You're in a different deal. You got to play because they got their timeouts. You don't want to hand it, and they only need 3. So. But if they get the 2-point, it's kind of like, all right, let's go win the game. So the mentality does shift. It shifts in a matter of seconds, whether they scored or don't score. But yet we knew we had to be aggressive no matter what because it was a less than a field goal difference. So I think it was big. The first play we get 5 or 6, Melvin gets 5 or 6, and then we hit Pee Wee for the big one on the shallow, and that was huge. And then Danny pumps a run, and then that was all we needed.
What do you get from a guy like DJ Fluker, the energy, the way he's playing, and then what he's playing?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just this league, really. I mean, I think obviously he's been tough and battling through and staying out there and playing really well when he's probably not 100%. But that's what it is. That's what this league is. To be honest with you, that's part of it. That's part of the job description. And there is respect that comes from when you see guys do that, but I don't see it as as something that it's really what you expect out of those guys up front. That's what he's shown the last 2 weeks.
Danny Wood had the 61-yard play. You guys just fell behind, and then the running back in the fourth quarter. And everyone keeps saying how much you missed him last year, but how much confidence does having him as an option give you as a quarterback?
Yeah, well, it's just we haven't had. I know the year is still young, but we haven't had one like that. Obviously, you've seen so many of those over the years, whether it was Sproles or LT or Tolbert, even all those Ryan, just the little nobody, and all of a sudden there's a little dunk, and there's nobody around, and that particular play, Danny really was his guy came to block, so I'd already, I saw the pressure, so he's completely not even in my thinking, and then there late, I hear him going, hey, and he had hit our offensive lineman. One of our guys had overtaken the guy he was blocking, so he just kind of leaped out, and obviously there's nobody there because the guy that came was covering him, knowing he was going to have to protect him. So that was one of those deals where you actually hear him. You hear him hollering, and there's nobody. You hear hey, and you find him, and he runs for 60. So
Is that
definitely
pretty?
one of the highlights.
Is that pretty rare to be able to hear him like that with everything that's
No,
going
I
on?
mean, I got tons of stories of those little things like that. I've had a left tackle once that I heard holler throw it, which so there's every now and then, we always laugh. They hear me saying need you, on certain things, play action, and they hear me hollering I need you. So it doesn't happen all the time, but that one definitely was plain as day. I knew he was hollering. He was hollering that he was open.
Does the plan go out the window here, kind of?